Nippon Hoso Podcast Station.
So today's phrase that we have from my favorite character in the series, Matsuno Chifuyu, is 俺敬語使えねえんだよ先輩。俺が一番偉いから。I have a hard time respecting my elders, Senpai, because I'm the most important guy here. Woo! Yes, you are! To me, you are. Thank you. Anime English Club with Sally Amaki. Hello everyone and welcome to episode 10 of the Anime English Club with Sally Amaki. I'm your host, Sally Amaki. よろしくお願いします。We are in the double digits already. はい。2桁のことを double digits と言います。ようこそ double digits の世界へ。はい。I have a message I got or email I got from you guys, so let me read it. ラジオネーム、テイシュさんからいただきました。Thank you, テイシュ。Thank you. Hello, Sally Amaki. Hi. 全3回にわたる配給会楽しく聞かせていただきました。アニメ好きな自分はアニメについてのお話ということですごくモチベーション高く英語に触れることができ、英語の解説と一緒に飛び出してくる日本とアメリカの文化の違いやオタクエピソード、とても面白かったです。ありがとうございます。I just want you guys to keep in mind, this message is saying how interesting it is to touch on English through anime and also learning the cultural differences between anime and America through my experience, which I just want to emphasize, I want to emphasize. This is just my experience in America. So, don't think that this is the whole entire culture, okay? Like whatever I say about Japan and, America, this is what I've seen through my very short life. So, I do try to speak very broadly so that it gets like you can see the whole entire picture. But again, I've only lived in like tiny places. So, don't take it too hard that seriously. This. All right. So, thank you so much for your message. 他の人も待っております。So, without further ado, let's go into this week's episode. This week, we're going to continue talking about Tokyo Revengers! Yay! Hi. Tokyo Revengers was created by Ken Wakui and serialized in Weekly Shonen Magazine from March 2017 to November 2022. This year marks the 5th anniversary of the anime adaptation that premiered in 2021. As we explored last episode, this unique time leap suspense story follows Takemichi as he travels back 12 years to save his girlfriend and change his fate within the Tokyo Manji gang. Today, we're focusing on Chifuyu Matsuno, the vice captain of Tokyo Manji Gang's first division and Baji Keisuke's trusted right-hand man. Hi. So today's phrase that we have from my favorite character in the series, Matsuno Chifuyu, is 俺敬語使えねえんだよ先輩。俺が一番偉いから。Hi. So if you say that in English, I have a hard time respecting my elders, Senpai, because I'm the most important guy here. Woo! Yes, you are! To me, you are. Thank you. This is from episode 22 of season 1. Hi. So this line comes from Chifuyu's middle school days and reveals his rebellious nature. Chifuyu was originally a confident delinquent who got into fights with upperclassmen right after entering middle school. When confronted by older students trying to intimidate him, instead of backing down, he fought back and defeated them. Then boldly told them that he couldn't show proper respect to his elders. This phrase captures the raw honesty of a young troublemaker who refused to bow to authority simply because of age or seniority. Soon after this incident, Chifuyu would meet Baji, a student who had repeated a year, and this encounter would completely change his perspective on respect and what it truly means to look up to someone. Hi! Oh my gosh. We can't forget that Chifuyu is in middle school. I know, I keep forgetting. Let Chifuyu's in middle school. But also, after the time leap, he's back to being 26, so it's good. It's whatever. The same thing with Tokyo Revengers and Prince of Tennis. Looking at the characters, you can never tell that they're in middle school. You cannot forget. Yes. So yes, just want to put that out there. They are in middle school, all right, guys? Hi, so this phrase, それは敬語使えねえ. I have a hard time respecting my elder senpai because I'm the most important guy here. The literal translation would have been, I can't use proper phrases, respectful phrases. Like I can't use proper phrases to my elders because I'm the most important guy here. But the reason why they didn't translate keigo into proper phrases or honorific languages is because this phrase captures something that is deeper than proper languages, So keigo in Japanese culture, you use it to somebody who's older than you, who has more experience than you. So basically somebody who you can respect. So the reason why, so to Chifuyu, keigo isn't just about using it towards somebody who's older than you. He emphasizes, he probably looks deeper into the respect aspect. So I think that's why they translated the English into saying I have a hard time respecting my elders, and that's why I can't use honorifics. Hi. So, yeah. But even though I said keigo, you use it to somebody who's older than you, you can also use it to somebody who's the same age as you, or you can even use it to somebody who's younger than you if you respect them and if they have more experience in the field that they're in. So, for instance, me being a voice actor, if I go to any recording session and if there's somebody who's younger than me by age, but who's been in this industry, for instance, since like a child, maybe they're like a child actor or actress, I would use keigo because in this field, like in the field that we're in at that moment, she's older than me or he's older than me. So yeah, keigo, honorific, this proper polite language kind of changes depending on the situation you're in. Oh gosh, keigo is deeper than I thought it was. Hey, so keigo, you would use it for somebody who you respect, who's older than you, who has more experience in that field than you. But also you would use it towards somebody who you're not close with. Hi. Oh, that's so sad. But that's true. I do use keigo to many people. And then once you get closer to them, they'll be like, keigo tsukawa nakute ii yo. Like, you don't have to use honorifics. But yeah, that's when you drop the keigo and become friends. But, so, Takemichi and Chifuyu, when Takemichi time leaped back in time, he was the same age as Chifuyu. But I feel like I remember him using keigo to Chifuyu at first. Because, because I think there was like an emotional distance between them. Yeah. But, hi. So you can use it in many different times. But I feel like keigo, the first encounter is the most important. Even if I use keigo towards like all the staff members here because they have more experience than me, I wouldn't drop the keigo just because I meet them on like a figure skating rink where I have more experience in, because that's not the first encounter. I already know them from a different place, and that first place we meet is probably the most important role or aspect of when you shouldn't use keigo. Hi. You can use keigo to purposely sound scary as well, huh? I know a lot of romance animes or dramas where somebody gets caught cheating and the girlfriend purposely uses keigo to show that there is a huge emotional distance between the two of you right now. So yeah, if you want to learn Japanese and if you want to get in a fight with somebody, please use keigo because it's kind of scary. Hi. So if we look into the vocabulary, I have a hard time. So have a hard time. You can use it when something is difficult or challenging. So I have a hard time understanding English. I have a hard time sleeping とかなんか何かするのが難しい時 when something is hard to do. It's not the same as I can't or I won't. I can't is when you cannot, like when it is impossible to do. Like I just can't. I can't sleep. I can't watch this week's anime because of my scheduling, you know, like it's something that you cannot do for sure. But having a hard time is just a bit lighter than that. It's when you're kind of like struggling to do it for some reason. Hi. And I won't. Yeah, I won't. Your emotions are into won't. Like I'm not gonna do it. Like I won't. It's not that I can't. Like you can do it, but you won't because you don't wanna. Because you don't wanna. Hi. So this phrase would be very different if Chifuyu said, like, I can't respect my elders, senpai, so I'm not going to use honorifics. That would be different. Like, that would mean, like, you know, he literally does not have the knowledge to use honorifics. Like, he doesn't know how to use honorifics if he says, I can't use it. And if he says, I won't use honorifics, or, like, I won't respect my elders, so I can't use honorifics, that would mean, like, I don't have the will to respect you. But, yeah, having a hard time means, like, you know, you guys are giving me a hard time respecting you guys, and that's why I can't use honorifics. It's not me, it's you. Like, that's what he's trying to say. So in this case, I feel like that's why having a hard time was the translation that they used for this phrase. Hi. This. And in this episode 22, there are many different times where keigo appeared. For instance, one of the delinquents who tried to beat up Chifuyu said, 今日はしっかり敬語と挨拶覚えさせてやっからよって. You're going to learn some manners and some respect today. And oh, it's gonna hurt too, huh? So, yeah, they changed keigo to manners. はい。です。And Chifuyu also used it in this episode wherein he said, 俺が初めて敬語を使ったのはこの人だった. Which translated into, this is the first person I've ever had any respect for. Hi. This is a phrase that he used towards Baji. I love Baji so much as well. But yeah, the literal translation for this too would have been, you know, he's the first person I ever used honorifics towards, would be the literal translation. But, you know, that's not the importance of the phrase, so they changed it to, this is the first person I've ever had respect for. Like, they wanted to put emphasis on the fact that Baji-san was somebody that Chifuyu could look up to and respect. Hi. Also, 俺敬語使えねえんだよ先輩俺が一番偉いから The senpai part was translated into senpai in the subtitles too. Looking back at anime, when I used to look at anime with subtitles, I feel like they used to translate senpai as like seniors or third years. Third years, I guess they still use in sports anime. But a lot of the subtitles nowadays, they don't use seniors and stuff anymore. They actually stick with senpai, which makes me very happy. Yes, I feel like, you know, senpai is a word that is known worldwide now, thanks to anime. But I just want to say, I feel like this is only towards people who watch anime. So just because I feel like, you know, senpai is only known to English-speaking people who watch anime. So even if you look at the subtitles and think, oh, you know, they translated senpai like directly into senpai, so I guess like the English community knows the word senpai. They do not. It is just the anime community. So if you, you know, decide to go overseas on like a business trip or something, do not go to your seniors at work and be like, senpai, because they're not going to know. They're going to be like, what? So yeah, it only works in anime. But different phrases you can use for senpai would be senior, which is the most direct translation. Hi. this senior. Or if you're in school, you can say upperclassmen. Or somebody who was by your side, or like a guidance who like guided you through things. That would be a mentor. And then somebody who's been in the workplace longer than you, who has a lot more experience, would be a veteran. So ベテラン veteran はいです。veteran and ベテラン日本語でもありますね。はい、ベテランは日本語でもあるんですけど comes from the word veteran in English. はい。Hey, when you want to call your senpai in English, what would you say? Oh, that is so true. Because in Japan, you'd be like, senpai! Oh, what would you say? Hey! What would you say? Excuse me? Hey, help! Oh gosh, what would you say? Because you wouldn't be like senior, or you wouldn't be like upperclassmen. That is so true. Call them by their name, I guess. I guess. Senpai. Senpai. And what would I say? Yeah, I would call them senpai. なんだろう senpai. Name. Call them by their name. はい。So, make sure you remember people's names. はい。です。Remember their names. Yes. So, in Japanese, you can use senpai to call somebody, but don't do that in English, I guess, if you decide to go to America or something. That won't work. This. Also, in English, how would you show respect to somebody who is older than you or who has more experience than you without keigo? Oh, how do you respect people in English? Oh, gosh. I don't remember respecting anybody. How do I show respect? I guess don't use slang would be one, you know. I have never been to, or I've never done business in America. Like I have never been a businesswoman, so I don't really know business English. So I can't really say I know proper business English. However, I just want to say whatever gets the business done is business English, guys. You know, if you get that contract, that's business English, so don't care that much. But yeah, how would you show respect? I think it's the small things, you know, like instead of saying, hey, you would be like, excuse me, you know, when you're talking to your boss, or, yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, just don't use slang. And I think it's also the posture, you know, like sit up straight, you know, yeah. Pretend like you're talking to royalty. That's my best advice. Thank you. All right, now let's move on to pronunciation. So today's phrase, let's look at it again. 俺敬語使えねえんだよ先輩。俺が一番偉いから。Now in English, I have a hard time respecting my elders, senpai, because I'm the most important guy here. One more time. I have a hard time respecting my elders, senpai, because I'm the most important guy here. Hi. This week's phrase, I actually don't think there are many phrases that are hard to pronounce. Respecting, elders. Hi. Yeah, important. Important. You can say important, but you can also silence the T and say important. Hi. But that's your preference. Hi. Respecting. Respecting mo. It's not that hard, is it? Yeah. So, yeah, important or important would probably be my pronunciation tip. But in this case, in this phrase, not talking about pronunciation, I just want to say, when I'm saying this phrase, I would probably put emphasis. I would probably emphasize I'm in the because I'm the most important guy here, just to put more pizzazz in the phrase, you know, just to make it more cocky, you know, because Chifuyo was being cocky here. So the first sentence I would be like, I have a hard time respecting my elders, senpai. Just say it like, you know, smoothly, and then be like, because I'm the most important guy here. You know, emphasis on me, not you, me. I'm the most important guy here.
アニメイングリッシュクラブ with サリー・アマキ。
So, Tokyo Revengers, oh my gosh, I'm so upset that this is only a 2-week thing. I wanted to make it 3, but we're only doing it for 2 weeks. So this is the last episode for Tokyo Revengers. I just want to say my love for Matsuno Chifuyu. He has a piercing on one of his ears, just one side of his ears. So when the manga first came out, I used to also just pierce my ears on one side. Not pierce, it was actually the fake piercings. I don't like needles, so I can't open my ears. But yeah, I used to have one side of ear cuffs on my ears to match Chifuyu. And I also tried to get a motorcycle license. Yeah, I didn't actually get it. But I went to school to talk to the counselors and to ask how I could get a motorcycle license. They told me that I was I told them I was very bad at driving. And they told me that I probably shouldn't get it. So I did go home. But maybe one day I want to get it for Chifuyu. But how do I talk about the importance of this character? This man, or he's in middle school, this boy right here, had so much trust in Takemichi. When Takemichi first told Chifuyu that he was a time traveler, he trusted him. Like, it didn't even take him that long to trust Takemichi. If I was Chifuyu and some random dude who just like came to school was like, I'm a time traveler, I'd be like, all right, excuse me, could you please move my desk? I'd be like, what is this kid saying? But Chifuyu was like, I see it. Like, you know, like that kind of explains all the weird things you've been doing around me. And he has so much trust in Takemichi. And there was this one episode in the future where he was shot because of Takemichi, but he was like, hey, like, it's not your fault. And he died right then and there. But I just want to say black hair Chifuyu is the best. He has blonde hair in middle school, but he has black hair as an adult, and he looks good both ways, but I like black hair Chifuyu. Anyway, am I getting sidetracked? This is not about English. Oops, sorry. What else do I have to say about Tokyo Revengers? I also like his relationship with Baji-san. They're in the same gakunen, like the school grade. Their grade is the same, but Baji-san's 1 year older. But he got held back a year because he doesn't really like studying. But yeah, the relationship they have with each other when Baji-san went to another gang group, I think it was to be a spy or like so to protect his the manjikai. But you know, Chifuyu was always by his side there as well. He always trusted Baji-san. Even when Baji-san died as well. Oh my gosh, tragic moment, traumatizing. But yeah, anyway, I just love Chifuyu, and I hope you guys love him too. Please tell me who your favorite character is in the comment section. Oh, I also like Mitsuya Senpai. Mitsuya Senpai becomes... Oh, I shouldn't tell you guys what he becomes in the future because that's not in the anime yet. He is very caring. He is caring for his siblings. That's what I love about him as well. But yeah, I started to like Mitsuya Senpai after the anime came out. When I was just reading the manga, I was like, Chifuyu #1. But once the anime came out, Mitsuya is like kind of sliding up there. So yes, the manga and anime give you a very different experience in a good way. So please read it and watch it. I recommend it. So thank you so much for listening to me ramble. Chifuyu.
はい。ということで、that does it for this episode of the Anime English Club. Make sure to follow us on X and other social media. Next episode, we are going to be talking about Witch Watch. Witch Watch. Hi, it is this season's anime actually. It started in the spring, so it's a very new anime. So please look forward to it. Hi. The Anime English Club wants to hear from you. Whether it's a scene or anime you want me to talk about, general English questions, or you just want to say hi, we want to hear from you. please email us at aec@1242.com. That's aec@1242.com. You can email me in either Japanese or English. 日本語でも英語でもメール待ってます。そして、we also have a YouTube channel. You can check these subtitles both in English and Japanese. Go to youtube.com/anime-english-club. Or you can just search it by the title. Hi! So thank you so much for watching this episode of Anime English Club about Tokyo Revengers. Tokyo Revengers, I hope another season is coming out pretty soon. I hope. So when that comes out, maybe we will have another episode about Tokyo Revengers. So thank you so much for watching or listening if you're listening on the podcast. Thank you so much and see you next week. Bye bye! From the Nippon Hoso podcast station, this is the Anime English Club, hosted by me, Sally Amaki. This episode was directed by Kensuke Yoshida and was written and produced by Shiori Tanaka of Nippon Broadcasting System, Japan.